Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching Cairo Local Time. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the performance of the tourism sector, especially domestic tourism, as we are approaching mid-year vacation. And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Atef, tourism expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, sir, as we are approaching mid-year vacation, can you tell us more about the importance of to domestic tourism and to what extent it is effective to the industry?
The domestic tourism is one of the elements of the sustainability, and it's very effective in the industry of tourism. More than 6,000 Egyptians visit the pyramids on the weekends, and more than 6 million Egyptians travel, whether abroad or inside Egypt. So if we targeted the domestic sector in tourism, that would be very effective, and that will help in sustainability and help in enriching tourism and enriching the sightseeing.
Yes, so sir, what are the preparations of the Ministry of Tourism to welcome the mid-year vacation, and if there are any programs for students and for families?
There are lots of programs that are done by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. They're doing programs with the schools and with the universities. There are lots of Egyptians who approach the sites. If you go to Luxor and Aswan, you'll find lots of Egyptians there, especially that we are approaching the mid-year vacation. So there are lots of facilitations that are being done by the Antiquities Department and by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to facilitate the sightseeing for students and for the families who approach the sites in the mid-year vacation.
So, sir, what are the most important sites in Luxor and Aswan that are more attractive to students, and Nile cruises? To what extent also they are more impressing to families?
Well, the most impressive would be the Karnak temples, of course,
yes,
in Luxor. And the Luxor Temple, that's one of, and the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut. So those are the sites in Luxor that are more appealing for the students and for the visitors in general who go to Luxor and Aswan. Also, of course, people enjoy the Nile cruise. I mean, to take the cruise from Luxor to Aswan or from Aswan to Luxor. They can go on a 4-night cruise or a 3-night cruise. And that's also very appealing. They go visit the temple of Esna, Edfu, Komombo, and the temple of Isis in Aswan as well.
So, sir, what are the most important measures taken by Egypt to attract more tourists and increase its revenues to reach $16.7 billion during the current fiscal year, as we owe Egypt on tourism as an important source of U.S. currency?
Well, Egypt is, has lots of elements that attract tourism. And if you want beach tourism, you'll find beach tourism in Egypt. And beach tourism, by the way, is considered to be one of the most important elements of tourism in general. If we know that 90% of the travelers all over the world approach beach tourism. So beach tourism, we have lots of beaches. We have Hurghada, we have Marsa Alam. There were flights, more than 38 flights from Europe that landed in Marsa Alam last month. So that also enriched the industry of tourism in Egypt. And if we talk about culture tourism, Egypt has culture tourism, of course. As we were saying, Luxor and Aswan, and the temples in Egypt and the sites. So that's also one of the very important elements of the culture tourism. But we focus now on beach tourism because, as I told you, most of the travelers worldwide approach beach tourism. People, if they come and enjoy Luxor and Aswan, for instance, they will enjoy it, but they won't come every year to visit Luxor and Aswan. But if they enjoy the beach tourism like Marsa Alam or El Alamein or Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada, they would come every year.
So, sir, also, if we talk about the importance of the international reports that confirms Egypt's return to its tourist status, how do you read these international reports, especially that there was a recent report by an Australian newspaper about Egypt?
Yes, Egypt is going to reach the 15 million travelers a year, and in 2023 we reached 14 million travelers a year, and that's a big number. So Egypt is back on the tourism map and is fulfilling the numbers of tourism that Egypt is going for. So yes, of course, Egypt is back on the tourism map, and it's taking its place back again in the tourism industry.
Also, sir, how do tourism sector be affected by the international tourism drive?
By the international tourism drive?
Yes.
Would you please explain this again?
Okay, sir, I mean the international tourism, how do you see Egypt when talking about international tourism, its rate of tourists coming to Egypt, the rate of tourists coming to Egypt?
Of course, I mean Egypt it has always been on the map of tourism.
Yes.
And travelers, Egypt has been up high on the map of tourism worldwide, and it was the third destination with most of the tour operators worldwide for the visitors to come to Egypt. It was on the bucket list, as they say. And people now come to see new Egypt now. I mean, they come to see new Egypt, especially with all the discoveries that has been taking place in Egypt and in different areas of Egypt. People come to see those new discoveries. So those new discoveries enrich the visits to Egypt, and people are willing to come and see those Instagramic tours. I mean, the new discoveries, especially in the area of Saqqara and Luxor and Aswan and in other places as well in Egypt.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Amr Atef, tourism expert. Thank you for being with us. Dear viewers, short break and we'll be back.